Hey guys, what's up? Killjoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, a witch threw up bleach in my hair. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Witch from 2015 that was directed by Robert Eggers, whose new movie is out in theaters right now called The Lighthouse. I unfortunately could not see it last night because when we went to the theater, we found out that it's not showing in Northeast Ohio until next weekend, which is absolutely ridiculous because I am so excited for this film, and there are people who are now a week ahead of me. So, you will see it next Friday, unfortunately. But now let's get to the Witch review. So I'm not sure if this is an inaccuracy or not, but the Salem witch trials took place in the late 1600s, like in the 1690s. This movie takes place in the 1630s, and it's all about like witchcraft and if people are being possessed by witches, what, blah blah blah, all that. So I'm not sure if that's an inaccuracy or what it is, but besides that, the rest of this movie is on par, super accurate to the time period, really captures the superstitious aspects of religion that were a big factor at this time. It's also based on an old folk tale, which is interesting. They must have dug this up from Wikipedia or something, because it's actually really spot on, really awesome with the dialogue. It's right in the time. They didn't just talk regular English like we do. It's the old English. I don't know any old English, but that's my best example. I just can do an accent. With that being said, though, it is very accurate, but it is a little hard to get through. Right in the middle, it kind of dips because it's really a lot of story for a big explosive ending, and it is hard to get through because the dialogue is a little weird and funky. Some of the highlights of this movie is a baby gets mashed into jelly, which I'm sure any horror fan would be super excited about. Or just people who are messed up in general. There's also Black Phillip, and no, that's not the name of your favorite token black character from a 70s sitcom. It's the devil! Black Phillip actually ends up killing the dad, spoiler alert. And it's one of the most interesting deaths I've ever seen in a horror movie. I've never seen somebody get killed by a goat before, so, I mean, I give major props to that. I love that we see the witch at the beginning of this movie, super old and decrepit, and then we see her later on when the boy runs into her, and she looks like she's in her 20s again. Also, now that I'm just thinking about this, is that a Rob Zombie song? It probably should be if it's not. So let's talk more about that awesome Black Phillip kill, because I can't stop talking about it. So Ralph Ineson is the... Ineson? Ralph Ineson plays William in this movie, and he actually gets killed by the goat towards the end of the film, and he actually was hospitalized because of this, because they had the goat run into him so many times. Commitment for some movies, man. I mean, that's higher level acting, if you ask me. Okay, I can say this without being creepy, but Anya Taylor-Joy, super smoking hot in this film. She was only 19 at the time, but I was 17, so I was 17 at the time, so I guess that's not super creepy. She would actually be the creepy one in that situation, because I was jailbait at the time. Harvey Scrimshaw plays Caleb in this film, and when he's possessed by the devil, whatever it is, after he was kissed by the witch in the woods, he gives this remarkable performance and then he dies, basically. And it's, like I said, it's hard to understand, but after you see the movie a couple times, it is quite fantastic. I don't know, that whole scene, it was kind of, there's this lull in the film, then the witch shows up, and then that performance, it's like, okay, that's pretty awesome. This movie does get slow at times, but I urge you to get through it because it is a very rewarding experience. I still don't really understand the end of this film, I guess. So Thomasin basically becomes a witch. I'm not really sure if she like sold her soul to the devil, what it was, or I don't really know what she traded it for life, I guess, for like longer life maybe. Become a witch. I mean, I don't know. Do witches live very long? I mean, I guess they do, since you can just mash some babies into jelly, rub it all over yourself, and there you go. You're just like 16 again. Is it wrong to say I wish that's how it really worked? Overall, though, if I'm gonna rate this movie, I mean, it's pretty good overall. It is pretty hard to get through. But I give it major creds for being so accurate to the times and really just keeping a creepy vibe throughout the whole film without having to use any use of jump scares, just creepy atmosphere, creepy imagery that happens throughout the film. That really drives the scares. So I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10. You know what? Screw it. 8.5 out of 10. I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10 just because it is so historically accurate, All the actors and actresses in this film are just fantastic overall, although there's not really that many people in this movie. This movie also has a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I would like to point out, because usually it's just crappy critics saying nasty things about people, or they're just paid off to say nice things about it. So I'm not really sure that anybody actually was paid, because this wasn't like a huge director that anybody knows. Robert Eggers, he deserves a lot more credit than he gets, though. I haven't seen The Lighthouse yet, but I'm very excited to see it. It looks fantastic. William Dafoe is in it, and Robert Pattinson from Twilight. Not a lot of people respect him because of that, but I think he's making a comeback, and we're going to be talking about that next Friday. I'm very excited. So if you can please subscribe and like this video, I would appreciate it. Next week, I will be posting that Lighthouse video. Once again, I'm very sorry about that, but I cannot get to a theater and see it, unfortunately, right now. But I will see it next Thursday night. No promises again, but I'm going to do my absolute best. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.